using visual aids. So recently, there was a mom I had connected with on social media on Facebook who was asking me. So I know that my child can answer who, what, where questions, which just for informational purposes, those are the first WH questions to come in strictly because they're more factual information.
Right.
But we know that the when and why questions revolve around more critical thinking. And so oftentimes, those are the harder questions in terms of the acquisition of where they come in the development of learning how to answer questions. And so her question to me was, my child, she told me that her child is autistic, and how can she work on building the comprehension for the when and why questions? So my response to her is to make it fun and I don't know if he's going to speech therapy because I don't think I particularly asked, but pretty much to make it fun and to also model and build it into the conversation. And so if he hears, for example, if her daughter, let's say she has a daughter, is asking her, when did you go to work today? And the mom is answering, I went to work this morning. That's another way to model, and it's not a way to drill. So I think what happens with older kids, and even with younger kids, if you really try to drill and you keep drilling questions, my gosh, that sounds boring even to me. So drill, I think, is the way to put people to sleep. So I think if you can model it appropriately, the other thing that I've tried working on, in terms of answering those types of questions is they have a lot of cool games that you can buy that actually there's bingo games you can find even online to work on WH questions. Again, the child is more concerned about getting 5 in a row. If you're doing blackout bingo, get the whole card covered. They don't realize that they're learning how to answer those questions.
Yes. So true.
And then the other thing I showed her was a visual aid that I'd actually found online, which, has a picture and says who questions are about a person, why questions involve because, when's, an increment of time. And so that was another visual aid. And it turns out in this case, she'd already seen it. But I like that it was strictly just a visual aid of talking about how to answer each question, but it actually gave it to you in writing and was a visual representation as well.
That's really cool. It's amazing as you're talking, there's just so much that has been created and developed if we just, went out and looked for it, and just to know what to look for is great.